Maseches Chagigah daf Chavov. The Mishnah brings machlokes Posaiach es chavis v'hamaschil b'Posaiach regel. Ibn Yehuda miyigmar v'chachamay milnoy yigmar. Turi Evan asks that tzorchian on the shita of the chachamim that lo yigmar. Why is it different than many areas that we find the Chazal who mate Seifa mishum tchilason. So over here also you should say that even though he didn't finish his Isa, didn't finish his yayin beregel, should be able to go because he tiu seifa mishum tchilason. The Torah Evan answers that it's specifically in a situation that if we're not going to let them be goymer, then he would not go in the first place. He won't be go to be matzil. However, over here, even if you don't let him finish his Isa, his Yayin, nevertheless, he'll come the next regel to sell, and he'll try to make sure that Amratzim don't touch it, or he'll make sure that he finishes selling his Yayin and his Isa before the end of the regel. Ein Sefer Peristeina that brings from Shlomo Kluger and Chibas, Tuv Tam V'das, and many other achronim that are matmiyah from this Mishnah on the Yisoid from the Pri Megadim. The Pri Megadim says that in a situation that you have a heter misuyim to be suyim chlekula on Shabbos, and even if you didn't finish the tzorich Shabbos, you could continue with the heter even after Shabbos. So the achronim ask, why over here don't you see the same halacha that since he's a heter of tumas amor, it's on the regel, you should be able to continue even after the regel. So Shlomo Kluger says, and similar, it's brought in the Sefer Megadim Chadashim from Chibas Yaakov. The answer that the Pri Megadim is talking about specifically in a situation that we're relying on Shabbos, on the Dasim Mekilim, and since we're relying on the Shabbos and Dasim Mekilim, so therefore you could continue with that hete after Shabbos. However, over here in our sugi, it's not a pshat that we're seimich on the Tzad HaMekilim. Rather, there's a Tayrim Yuchedes for regel, and that pertains only for this Magan regel, and does not continue after the regel. Moving further on, the Tzlach, in the end of the first parak in Pesachim, says a tremendous chiddush. He says that Klei HaMikdash are Mekabel Tumah, even not me'avat tumah, even though the klal is the ein kelim mekabel tumah el me'avat tumah. However, klei hamikdash or mekabel tumah even not from avat tumah, and he explains understanding is because Chibas hakodesh is machshe and mashvile oichel, and therefore the klei hamikdash have a status like oichel for kabbalas tumah. The same way eitzim and lavoina mekabel tumah, who are din the klei hamikdash themselves can mekabel tumah, not we din tumas kelim rather than din oichlin. And he brings his son, asked him that's specifically eitzim levayin that have achilas mizbeach, mashe'en kain klei hamikdash don't have achilas mizbeach, so maybe it doesn't pertain to Allah of Chibas hakodesh. However, the Tzlach says that's a vur in the Gemara Menachos Daf Kuf Beis, that even pigul and noise that don't have achilas mizbeach at all, nevertheless they have a lot of Chibas hakodesh is machshe and mashvile moichel. So who adin kli mikdash also have a din of kabbalas tumah. It's logur than oichel. The Minchas Chinuch is matmiyah on this tzlach. He says it's tzorchin from the Gemara by us, that the Gemara says that they matbil the kli shareis. They became tamei, and it's tzorchin because oichlin don't have a tire in the mikvah. And he says, furthermore, it's shver from the fact that tomorrow has a back and forth by Shulchan, that they called out that you shouldn't touch the Shulchan. And the Gemara says it's a clear osil nachas, and therefore it shouldn't be mekabel tumah and tzorchi. And according to the tzlach, what's the understanding of the Gemara? The Gemara says it's clear osil nachas, therefore it's mekabel, not mekabel tumah. Although it's not mekabel tumah, be din kelim, it should be mekabel tumah because it has a lot of Chibas hakodesh. So to answer the first kasha of the Minchas Chinuch, how could you be toivel the kli shareis since it's mekabel tumah because of oichlin? How could you be toivel the kli shareis? You could answer according to Yisoid from Bechana, which mentioned the shir in Pesachim Daf Yotes. That Bechana declares it could be that the Chibas hakodesh is mashvile oichel for kabbalas tumah. Could be it's not a halacha of kabbalas tumah midin kabbalas tumah oichlin, rather it's a din misuyim, and it's not midin kabbalas tumah oichlin. So according to Bechana, it's miyoshev heitiv that you could be toivel the kli shareis even though it's mekabel tumah tuma, machmas the halacha of Chibas hakodesh. Eine Sefer Minchas Avram and Kvus Yitzchak and Evan Ozel from Besalman, the answer the Minchas Chines Kash in different way. They say that you can't be toivel. Oichlin is not the pshat. That something that was makabel tuma midin tumas oichlin doesn't have a tire b'mikvah. Rather, the gather is that the hefts of oichel, you can't be toivel in the mikvah. So we hear, even though through Chibas hakodesh it has a gather of tumas oichlin, but since it's not a hefts of oichels, therefore it does have tire in the mikvah. To be yashiv, Minchas Chinuch second kasha from that's mavur that the shulchan didn't have a kabbalas tumah, if not for the fact has it in keli. The Chuvah Shel Meshiv says that the answer is that since the reason why the shulchan didn't have it in keli is because machmas koivdoi. So therefore, even Chibas hakodesh is not going to make it royal kabbalas tumah at all. The Stipler in Pesachim says a different teretz. He says that's mavur in Tosfos Daf Chav Gimel, that although there's two halachas, Chibas hakodesh, the Chibas hakodesh is mashvei oichel, and also Chibas hakodesh has a din like hechsher, the kabbalas tumah. Tosfos says that tarti lo yavdi, Chibas hakodesh is not going to make something that's not oichel into oichel, and also make it as if it's hochshel kabbalas tumah. So therefore, the Stipler says that although Chibas hakodesh is mashvei, the klei mikdash into oichlin, nevertheless it's not mahani to have it halacha like hechshel kabbalas tumah. Therefore, most of the klei mikdash, since the mashke beig mid bechad, therefore it's not hechshel kabbalas tumah. And also, if you need dafka hechshel rotzen, there's no rotzen of the Bible. So therefore, even though it has a halacha of oichel kabbalas tumah, there's no hechshel for kabbalas tumah. And the ikar havana why it doesn't pass hechshel kabbalas tumah, not like the tzlach. Ein Reb Chaim in Hilchos Psulim Mikdoshim that says the Chibas hakodesh that's machshel kabbalas tumah is davka by kabbonos and not by klei mikdash that are not kabbonos. And the Biskrov says that's only after shchita passes a lot of Chibas hakodesh and not before shchita, so therefore it doesn't pertain to klei mikdash. In the ikar ora of the tzlach, from that's mavur in the sugya in Menachos Daf Kuf Beis, the even pigul and noiser has a loch of Chibas hakodesh, ein Stipler in Pesachim, which you mentioned in the shir and Daf Chav Gimel, that says that Chibas hakodesh is mahani in one of two ways. Either there's a royal achilas adam, or it's royal achilas mizbeach that has a chashivas of oichel for kabbalas tumah. Ever klei mikdash that don't have an achila b'chlal, they're not royal like kabbalas tumah. Moving for them, it's mavur in the sugya that the toivel, the shareis, that makabel tumah, the Avnei Nezer brings a discussion from his son, the Shem Shmuel, that discusses when it came to Tomei and your toivel it, why it doesn't become possible because of nir v'nidcha. So be'emes it could be specifically over here by tumas ha'ma'oretz. That's only tomim d'arbanon, therefore it's not nidcha. However, by tumas d'oraisa maybe it's different. The Avnei Nezer himself says that the taka becomes possible, and after you toivel, you have to mekadesh the shareis again. The Stipler in Bechorah says that tumah of a shareis has a status like a balmum, and therefore the same way a balmum doesn't have a loch of nir v'nidcha, because you learn from a pasuk that it's not nidcha. So who a din tumah that has a status like a mum is not nidcha. Ein Sefer Tilion, it's Meirich in the Shaila, and he brings from the Chazon Ish in Zvachim that declares that could be you can mishtamish with the shareis, even though the makabel tumah and the Bemis Tepanim Yafis learns that the menorah in the midbar was makabel tumah at the time of Mises Nadav Avihu, and nevertheless it was kosher for avoid. It could be that even if you can't be mishtamish with the shareis that are tumah, nevertheless it's a chelik of the mikdash, it's a chelik of the mishkan. So although the not chazi for avoid, nevertheless it's niskayim the din, it's a chelik of the mishkan and the mikdash, and therefore it doesn't have a psul Dichia of a tzorich in oid bezeh.